Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's having a wonderful holiday of Sukkot. I hope everyone had a chance to be in the sukkah a little bit and to see the sukkah, maybe eat something a little bit in the sukkah. Tonight begins the last set of holidays for the holiday season, known as Shmini Atzeret and Simchat Torah. And these holidays really have no reason. What do I mean they have no reason? Well, all the holidays up to now, they're calculated. Rosh Hashanah, the new year, where God grants us a new year. Yom Kippur, we ask for forgiveness. Sukkot, as we mentioned last week, to remember the protection of God. But this holiday means that the season's ending. That's what the name of the holiday, Shmini Atzeret, it's the last day. It really means to hold back. We want to hold back the holiday season. We don't want it to end. And the entire purpose of this holiday is just to have one more holiday just for the sake of holidays. It's a beautiful idea, which is after all this time, all this extra praying we've been doing and serving God, we say, you know what? Let's have one more day just because, for no other reason. And that's what the holiday of Shmini Atzeret represents across the world. All people say we're going to have one more holiday just because. And it reminds us in our relationships with people also as well. Sometimes we do things for a reason. Sometimes we help people for a reason. But sometimes it's important to do things for people just because. This week, tonight, we have the holiday of Sukkot. Many of you maybe have seen in the courtyards by Weinberg, by Shakney, we have our sukkahs that are up and running, ready for the holiday. Although the weather doesn't seem too good, but as soon as the weather clears up, we're able to go in the sukkah and eat. So I'll speak a little bit about why we have the mitzvah of sukkah and what the holiday really means. So the sukkah is a tent. The word sukkah means tent. And there's two explanations that are given. The first one is this refers to the times that the Jewish people were traveling in the desert on their way from Egypt to Israel. And obviously, they didn't have full houses. They need to build little huts along the way. And it could be something which could be dangerous and may not protect them so well. Yet in all the years in the desert, they were protected by these little huts. So to reenact this, the greatness of God's kindness, to allow us to build them and to be protected through them, we each build our own little hut, which is made out of some fabric, and the ceiling is made out of bamboo, made out of the elements. It's called schach, which represents protection and represents shade from God. So the first reason is that physically the Jewish people had to live in huts 40 years in the desert, so too for us for a week. We eat. Some people even sleep in the sukkah, if it's a private sukkah, and we live in the sukkah as much as we can. The other reason given is that in the desert, besides the huts that we had, there also were special clouds, the clouds of glory, which protected us. And these clouds, special clouds from God, also protected us from the elements. The desert could be very hot, very sandy. It could be very difficult climate to live in. Yet in all the years in the desert, the Jewish people were very comfortable. So we build a hut to also represent that God's clouds around us, encompassing us, and we're inside God's presence the entire time. So these are the two reasons why we have the Sukkot, the physical huts, and the holiday of Sukkah. And if you could go in for a few minutes, go and enjoy the Sukkah, be in the Sukkah, eat a little bit in the Sukkah, it's a wonderful way to fulfill the commandments in the holiday. I'll continue with the singing of Lechadodi, the song we sing Friday night, written by the great Rabbi of Shlomo Alkabetz in the late 1400s. Lechadodi lekras kala pnei Shabbos nekabela lechadodi lekras kala pnei Shabbos nekabela Shamor v'zachor v'dibur echad Hishmiyanu kel hamyuchad Hashem echad Ushma yachad L'shem ol seferet v'lesilah Chad odi l'kras kala Pnei Shabbos nekabela L'kras Shabbos l'chuven elcha Ki hi mekor haberacha Meirosh mikedem nesucha Sov ma'aseh b'machshavot chila Lecha dodi l'kras kala Pnei Shabbos nekabela Mikdash melech Ir melucha kumitzi mitoch ha'afecha Rav Oneg Shabbat b'yemekabocha v'hu yachamol alayichem lalecha dodi lekras kala Nei Shabbos nekabela hisnari me'afar kumi Livshi bigdei sefartei chami al yad ben yishai beis alachmi Karva el nafshi gi yahala lecha dodi lekras kala Nei Shabbos nekabela hisahoreri Kiva horechu miyori Uri shir daberi Kavod Hashem alayich nigla Lecha dodi lekras kala Nei Shabbos nekabela v'hayulim shisa shahosayich v'rachaku kameh v'halayich yasis alayich elokayich kim sozcha sanal kala lecha dodi lekras kala Nei Shabbos nekabela yamin usmal tehefrotzi v'yes Hashem daritzi al yad ben yishai beis alachmi karva el nafshi giyala lecha dodi lekras kala Nei Shabbos nekabela v'wi b'shalom Atares ba'ala gamberina ovitzahala Tochem uneyam segula v'wi kala lecha dodi lekras kala Nei Shabbos nekabela. The holiday of Shmini Atzeret concludes with the grand finale of Simchat Torah, where in synagogues across the world they sing and they dance with the completion of the Torah. On this day we finish the yearly cycle reading of the entire 5 books of Moses as we read the final chapter. The final chapter is a little bit of a sad chapter as Moses' death is finally upon the Jewish people. And the Jewish people go on. And yet as Moses died, he tells the Jewish people, I would love to go with you into the land of Israel, but God has other plans in mind. Because in life, as much as there's always a leader helping us along the way, there's certain times we have to go on our own. And for so many years, for 40 years in the desert, Moses guided them from taking them out of Egypt. Through the years in the desert, he guided them, but finally the time has come for everyone to go on their own. And this is the lesson which ends the 5 books of Moses, ends the Torah, because it's a lesson for all of us. That yes, at times we have others to help us and to support us, but also there are times where we need to have the courage on our own to say we're going to do it. We're going to remember the lessons we learned from our past, from our family, from our friends, but also there's a time we have to do it on our own. And that's the lesson the Torah ends off with. That's the lesson into the new year too. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Take a step forward and do something positive for yourself and for everyone. We're now finished with the singing of Adon Olam. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'Terem Kol Yitzir Nivra V'Yeis Nasa B'Chefso Kol Azai Mehelech Shemo Nikra V'Yacharei Kechlos HaKol Levahado Yimloch Nora V'Haya V'Hoveh V'Hu Yiyeh B'Sifara V'Hu Echad V'Yein Sheni Hamshilo Lehachvira V'Li Reishis V'Li Sachlis V'Lo Ha'od V'Hamizra V'Hu Keli V'Chai Goali V'Tor Chevli V'Yeis Nasa V'Hu Nisi Umanosli Menas kosi biyom ekra biyahado avkid ruchi. Eizishan v'yahira v'yem ruchi geviyasi. Ado Shem li v'lo v'ira. And have a happy and healthy week, a great weekend, a great Shabbat. We'll see everybody next week.